Hello, and welcome to the Lightworker Diaries, a space for reflection, truth-telling, and soulful remembering. My name is Tiffany, and I am a truth teller, a mystic, and a mirror. These are transmissions from my heart to yours, an archive of channeled wisdom, lived stories, and the real work of becoming. May something in here stir something in you.
Hello, my friend. My way of being has shifted in a way that I'm finally able to start to describe it. And I feel like it's important to talk about because for those of you like me who are on this journey of recovering from all the performance and people pleasing and high achieving that has simply stressed you to the point that you can no longer maintain it, what I'm experiencing is incredibly important. So we both know we were raised in a world that says do A, then B, and that leads to C. We work hard, we plan well, we execute consistently, and results follow. That has been my operating system for as long as I can remember. I've been a rule follower, a habit stacker, all the things. Ritual, routine, those are my jam. I am very good at consistency. And the thing that is starting to come through for me is shattering that in a way that I know is a new way of being coming online, but is also so wildly confusing that I can't tell if I'm just blowing up my life to blow up my life or if we're going to end up with something magical on the other end. I think we both know what's true. But the way that I was writing about it this morning is it's like A is sitting over in the corner, B is somewhere under the table, and somehow magically C just dropped in my hands without doing A or B. That's where I feel like I am. And it's mind-boggling. My brain is like, but how? How did that happen? And so I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what I've been experiencing and been noticing and how I think this is leading to this change in being that I'm experiencing. So at the beginning of the year, I signed up to work with a coach who is leading the feminine ambition movement. One of her many taglines is not a penny from pressure, only pleasure. And after being the kind of person who has hard charged her way through life for the last 45 years, I wanted to believe that there was another way, that there was a way that allowed me to be true to myself, to do what I love, to get paid to do what I love, to do it in a way that felt more satisfying. That was a huge piece for me. I wanted to actually enjoy my life and be happy rather than feeling like I was constantly chasing a carrot that was never actually going to be mine. And so hiring her and walking alongside her was my commitment to myself to explore this feminine way of living. And I have, the old way of living has not gone down without a fight. It just hasn't. I have neural highways that are very well traveled, and turning off of those highways to create new ones has been a moment by moment practice. I wouldn't even say it's a daily or weekly practice yet. It is literally moment by moment. But some of the things that I've started to notice in June in particular, yes, 6 months in, I started saying no to a lot more things. And the more I said no to things, the more I felt energy come back to me, but I also heard more silence. And that was terrifying at first, because when you live in a world of constant chaos, silence usually means you're missing something. And so my body didn't relax at first. In fact, it got tighter and more tense, and my mental chatter went through the roof because I thought, what have I done? Now I have all this spaciousness and I don't know what to do because I had been so busy taking care of everything, being the one who shows up, who stays late, who cleans up, who, takes care of everything. I was so used to being that for everyone else that the moment that I got all of my time and energy back, I didn't know what to do with it. And instead of panic, I got support. I did my practices. I leaned on my tools. I taught my nervous system that this is the new normal. This is safe. This is what I had always dreamed of. I just had never experienced it before. And I began to sleep better. I began to create more. I began to feel naturally happier. My cravings subsided. That one was actually really wild. Since we moved out to the country 2.5 years ago, I have had this, I need to get out of here. I need to go be around people drive that would take me anywhere from 1 to 3 times a week to somewhere an hour away from my house, where I would go for the day just to be around other people. And over the last couple of weeks, for the first time in my lifetime, I've been completely content being at home with my dog in the sunshine, reading, writing, taking naps, going for walks, relaxing. You guys, I need to emphasize this a little bit. I am a person who can't sit still. Actually, I'm not a person. That is who I used to be. Correcting it right here, right now. I used to be a person that could not sit still. I couldn't. When we would watch TV, I would have a million other things happening at the same time. I'd get up, empty the dishwasher, fold the laundry, this, that, the other thing. I'll let me quick check my social media. I'll send an email. I never sat down and did just one thing. That wasn't safe. And over the last several weeks, I have spent more time horizontally. Ooh, this is weird to tell you. I have spent more time horizontally reading, writing, connecting, creating, relaxing than ever before. It's like the sabbatical that I asked for that I never let myself take. And it is wild how much better I feel. For years, I craved that, but I could never actually do it. My body, my mind was so wound tight that even a 10-day vacation in the middle of the desert where there is no cell service, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, where you are literally encouraged to be completely present, I couldn't be fully present because my mind wouldn't turn off. And over the last several weeks, it has. I don't know how else to describe it, but it has. I'm continuing to say no to things. Some of them, I'm not even saying no to, like my mind just isn't registering them as something that I have to do. And so I simply don't. I had 3 things on my calendar this week. 2 were webinars. One was a content webinar, one was a book writing webinar, and one was a thing that I'm involved in, a group session. And when I felt into the energy of participating in any of them, it was like, you can catch the replay later. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's just not do that. Let's just not do that. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel like someone was going to think something about me. It was just a no for me. An emotionally neutral no. And I don't know how many of those I've ever actually had in my lifetime, because I've always been the person who does what she's supposed to do. Obligation has been my operating system. And so this is so new and so different. I almost can't believe it's what's real for me. And the interesting thing is I've been creating like wildfire. Like, just to give you guys a sense, if you haven't already noticed, I was doing 2 podcasts a week. I have now started doing 3 podcasts a week. I'm doing them because I absolutely love them. I want to be better at storytelling. I want to continue to develop my skill of podcasting. And I also am curious if I can reach 100 episodes before the end of the year. And doing the math, I can. So there is this little personal challenge in here, in addition to just this love for this thing that I've discovered. And so I'm podcasting 3 times a week. I'm also creating 2 Instagram posts and several stories a day. I am posting anywhere from 5 to 7 posts on Threads and anywhere from 3 to 5 on Substack. And so I am creating content like I am an overflowing waterfall of ideas. And it's so much fun. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun. I love getting onto Instagram and getting ideas and seeing other people's creativity and thinking about what will capture attention, because we are in the business of attention, and what will create value and entertainment and inspiration, and what's working and what's could be tweaked and what could be made better. I am loving that, but I'm also incredibly efficient at it. So it only takes me like an hour or two. That's it. All of that. Every day I work for like an hour or two. It's kind of why I started the memoir. That gives me another hour or two of creative focus time. It gives me a challenge, something that is outside of my norm. And so I've been doing that. I've been taking a couple classes on how to improve my content, how to improve my writing. For example, today I'm going to a poetry event that's hosted by the Oregon Poet Laureate. And it's at this place in town of historical significance. It's called the Castle. And I live in this tiny town, less than 1,800 people. And the fact that we have a castle and I haven't been to it yet, I mean, come on, where have I been? So I am going to do that today, and I'm going to take a lot of pictures and a video, and I'm going to share it on Instagram. So if you're not following me at the Lightworker Diaries on Instagram, go check it out. Check out the castle, coming soon. But this is my life. I've been reading, and that reading is partly fun. Like, I just finished a young adult series called The Inheritance Games. Love it. Highly recommend it. Read the whole thing in like a week. It was really good. But I'm also reading memoirs because I want to study the art of memoir. I want to study the art of storytelling. The most interesting thing that I'm learning, there are so many different ways to write a memoir. Oh my gosh, you guys. It is not this single scripted, just write prose. It has to have a storyline, pick a decade, whatever it is. That's not the case. I have one that I picked up. I think it's by Maggie Smith, and she's a poet. Her memoir is written as if it's poetry. I love it. It is beautiful. I've read several of Rebecca Campbell's books, and hers are part memoir, part self-help, but I love her style. She has short story excerpts, then little pieces that like pull you into the story, give you food for thought, give you questions and mantras to consider. Love that. I've shared with you once before, Glennon Doyle, huge fan. She is the reason that I'm writing. As I mentioned before, she has no idea who I am. Maybe one day she will. She wrote Love Warrior. Love Warrior changed my life. All of them are different. All of them are the expression of the person who wrote them. And that is the beauty of being an author. You just get to tell your story in the way that's true for you. And yeah, I know you're probably thinking, well, you're going to traditionally publish because then you're going to edit the crap out of it. And blah, blah. You know what? I don't know. I'm not there yet. That's not the point in the journey in which I'm at. If I get so worried about crossing the bridge 10 miles upstream before I face the stream that I'm currently standing in, I may never make it to the bridge. So I'm fully present. I'm in my stream. I'm writing things down. We'll see what happens. I'm sure I'll figure out the bridge when I get there. So as I come back to this way of being, which is so wildly different than the way that I was used to showing up in the world, one thing that I wanted to share is just how important it is to realize how foreign it feels, even if you have dreamed about it your entire life. My body was so wired to be logical, driven, performance-focused, pleasing by nature that it took a while. In fact, I would say this work probably began 8 years ago when I went through alchemy, because as I'm looking back through my notes from 2018, I wrote a lot about the divine feminine then. When I first met my inner Aries, she was my divine feminine and she was toast. She was pissed as all get out because I wouldn't let her do what was her natural way. I made her fight every single day, and she was exhausted. So if you have been on this journey for decades or days, just stay in it. Continue to follow your heart. Continue to place a hand on your heart. Take a deep breath, slow down, and notice what is shifting. Because sometimes you don't realize all of the little breadcrumbs of change as they happen. When I look back at my last 6 months, there's not a clear moment where I had this epic breakthrough. I took divine detour after divine detour after divine detour. I sat, I cried. I went through everything that I needed to go through to get to where I am right now, to the place where I can create for 2 to 4 hours a day and then enjoy the spaciousness that's created. And don't get me wrong, I don't have it all figured out, but I got a big chunk. And it is the peace that is providing me with so much joy and satisfaction that my cravings no longer exist. I've talked to a couple different friends who are in a very stressed out state right now. And as much as I want to comfort them and take care of them and do what I need to do to support them, there's also part of me that's like, they have to decide for themselves. They have to make the same decision that I did, that they're not going to play that game anymore. And it's hard. It's hard because the void is scary. The part where it goes silent and you're not sure what that means is terrifying. But when you slow down and you start to tune into that little whisper from your heart, that is the thing that has kept me going through all of this. There's a part of me that knows I'm exactly where that I'm meant to be and doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and that I'm moving in the right direction. And at any moment, everything will fall into place. In fact, a lot of the pieces already have. I'm showing up and allowing the world to support me, and it's doing the most magical and funny things. One more story before I close this out for today. I woke up this morning and I was thinking to myself that I was going to join a silent writing circle and I was going to work on my memoir. And as I got on, I went to click into my email to get to the sign in link. And I saw this email for Amazon KDP. And it was talking about using virtual voice to create audiobooks. If you didn't know this about me, I published a small business bookkeeping made easy book back in 2024. And so it has been out on Amazon as a paperback or as an ebook since then. And the program that I went through to learn how to publish that, they also talked about creating an audiobook. But because virtual voice wasn't available back then, they had you going out to hire a voice person to do the audiobook. And I just never did that. Even though I knew it was an additional income stream, I never did it. Well, then Amazon came out with this virtual voice, and it actually came out probably about a year ago. But I didn't want to figure it out. I didn't want to figure it out. My book's just been selling books, a couple hundred a month, and I've just been letting it do its thing. And I thought that was great. And this morning I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to see what that audiobook thing is. Well, my silent writing circle, the gal who was supposed to lead it, needed to take her dad to the hospital, so she had canceled. And I thought, okay, so memoir writing isn't the first thing for today. I logged into Amazon KDP. I clicked 5 buttons, and I have an audiobook. In less than 5 minutes, I now have an audiobook. You guys, that's insane. Talk about feminine way of creating simplicity, ease, spaciousness done for you. Amazon's gonna be my sugar daddy. I know some of you are like, boycott Amazon, whatever. Sweetheart, Amazon's paying some of my bills. And so right now, I'm going to let Amazon pay some of my bills. I also live way out in the country. And so for me to go around and find all the things that I need would put a lot more gas and cost on me. And so if Amazon wants to take care of me, I'm going to let Amazon take care of me. I know it's not for everybody, but it is for me. And the fact that it just made it easy enough for me to create an audiobook that I could do it in under 5 minutes, Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let this be your reminder that what you desire is possible for you. Let this be your reminder that what you dream of is coming true, except for there's the part that's going to be really freaking scary in the middle where you don't get to see the other side quite yet. Don't turn back in that space. Keep leaning in. Keep doing the uncomfortable thing, the thing that you wouldn't usually do, because that is what takes you through to the other side. I had to stop trying to make money in order to make money. That's the wildest thing I've ever thought of in my entire life. But the moment I stopped trying to make money, it showed up at my door. It poured into my account. It was like I had been chasing it. And as soon as I stopped and started walking away, it was like, but wait for me. If you've ever had a puppy, it's the best way to catch a puppy. You don't chase it because then it thinks it's a game and it runs the opposite way, but you turn around and run it. Woo, where are we going? Play that game with money. Don't chase it, let it chase you. See what happens. You might just be surprised.
Thank you for listening to the Lightworker Diaries. If something stirred in you today, take a breath and let it land. To go deeper, you can subscribe to the written diaries on Substack. You'll find a link in the show notes. Until next time, be true to you.